What's going on, everyone? Back for another video. We're looking at NASCAR today. It's a race day. Got some nice tournaments on Draftkings and Fanduel. Be touching on some of the drivers that I like for tonight or this afternoon. It's been a pretty good weekend so far. If you see by the title, and if you watched yesterday's MMA video, uh, played Alistair Overeem. Um, I expected him to get the upset, which he did after surviving a first round where he probably could have got knocked out easily in the first couple minutes there. But he came back strong. Chikadze was probably the lock play on most people's sites. Barbosa kind of got screwed with the decision, I would say, but didn't really change much. And Abeza was great. Was close to first on this turn on the Monster on FanDuel. The single bullet as usual. So very nice day. It was less than 2 points away, so that was close. But I can't be too mad about it since I don't play MMA very much. It was a very fun day there. Also had a good day on KBO last night on DraftKings. Didn't post a video for KBO, but as always, I post my cores here, and they were solid. DraftKings was great, especially with that second baseman. Very cheap going off. So let's get into this video. You can hit the like and subscribe. You can follow on Twitter. You can check out the website if you want. Links in description. And let's get right into it. So not going to pretend that I know everything about all these drivers. I know about the top. Obviously, I've heard about some of these top names up here, like all of you guys. But NASCAR is not something I play very much. But just like other things in DFS, there's strategy. You can use the same strategy, just like MMA yesterday. Nobody, or probably most people, haven't heard of half the fighters that fought yesterday. But there's strategy that you can use, like ownership and odds, especially. And odds for this race here, Kyle Busch is the heavy favorite, 5-1. And then also you got to know the scoring. So DraftKings, what's really important is getting guys that place ahead of where they're starting. They get nice points from that. So if you get plus 1 point place differential, minus 1 point. So that's pretty important. Definitely, I like to look at the odds, and then the starting spots, starting positions are right here for all 40 drivers. So the first driver that I like a lot, and that's going to be Erik Jones, who's at 9,200. The reason I like Jones is it's a pretty nice price tag for him. He definitely has a chance to finish in the top 5, top 3. If you look at some of his odds for tonight or this afternoon, he has pretty solid odds at 14-1 given his price point. And last year he did win this race. Did win Darlington last year, so does have some good track record with this track. And on DraftKings, I like the price point on him quite a bit. Next up, Jimmie Johnson is pretty cheap. He's only 8,300, starting 8th. I think you can definitely try to get to him if you want. He also has solid odds given his price point, 28-1. He's starting in spot number 8, and he is just a solid fighter who's been around for a long time. Usually he's going to finish in the top 15, 20. As you see, some of his recent races, he was very solid, except for one where I think he might have crashed. So also with NASCAR, it's so volatile because any of your racers could crash, and then they're gonna just be a bagel for you. But Jimmie Johnson at 8,300, I think that looks pretty good. And then I'd say Matt Kenseth at 7,900. I like him. He also has decent odds here. Even if he doesn't have tremendous odds to win, I still think that he can put up a nice score on DraftKings just because he is starting 12th, so he has a chance to finish. If he does finish in the top 5, top 10, then that's gonna be a nice fantasy score. Also, this has the same odds as Jimmie Johnson at 28-1. And then last but not least, I like Kurt Busch here at 8,500. He also is pretty affordable. Also has decent odds tonight. He's also been pretty good with this track. If you look back at his career, has some good track record here. See if I can find his odds. Oh well. Sure, they're here somewhere, but he has 22-1 odds, so even better than Jimmie Johnson and Kenseth at very similar prices. So if I was like going with a balanced lineup. This is kind of what I kind of would go with. If you want to pay up, then for sure pay up for a guy like Kyle Busch. You're gonna need to cut back on some of these other guys. Out of some of the guys at the top, I do like Busch, Kyle Busch a ton. I like Harvick, and I like Martin Truex Jr. If you want to go a little bit cheaper, under 10K, I think Chase Elliott looks pretty good. Almora at 7,700. And then a very cheap option would probably be like Ty Dillon, 5,600, starting near the bottom, so has a chance to make up for pretty low odds to win with the place differential points on DraftKings. So I like him a lot. Newman at 6,500, I think looks fine. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also, a name that I'm sure most of you guys have heard of. He's also pretty viable, I would say, tonight. And then over on Fanduel only 5 drivers, but pricing is a little bit easier to pay up for top guys. So here, I like Martin Truex Jr. at 11.5 a ton. Pretty solid odds to win tonight at 15-2. Good price point on FanDuel at 11.5. You save some money, save about $3,000 from going to Kevin Harvick. And then I still like Erik Jones at 9,800, starting 20th. Has a really nice shot to, if he does finish in the top 10, you're going to be looking at a nice fantasy score just with the place differential alone. And he also has pretty solid odds to win. Then I think you could definitely go with Kurt Busch at 9,400. He's pretty cheap. Biento at 7,800 also looks viable, but also I think Matt Kenseth looks pretty good here. At 7,200, starting 12th, just very, very cheap. It'll allow me to pay up for some more expensive racers like Brad Keselowski if I wanted to, or even like Bowman or Bailey, or Johnson's a little bit more expensive here, but you could definitely go with that still. So those are the racers that I like for this afternoon. Let me know, who you guys think will win this race in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and good luck this afternoon.